Welcome to our fourth episode of Homes and Loans with Elite Mortgage. Today we have Traci and Marshall. They're a couple here in Jacksonville, Florida with Heron Real Estate. And just if you guys could kind of introduce yourselves, say a little bit about yourselves so our audience can get to know you guys a little bit better.
My name is Marshall the Priest. This is my wife, Traci. We are a team. We work with Heron Real Estate. Right here in the Jacksonville area, we do a lot of deals in Jacksonville, Clay County. Even we do the surrounding counties as well. Got a little bit into the investment scene in the last year. Flipped a couple houses. Trying to, get into the market. And
Okay. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, you guys got into investments last year, doing some flips. What made you guys decide to do that? Not everybody does that, especially as a realtor. That's like two different careers.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we actually have been wanting to do that since day one.
Okay.
So it took us a little while to, just go for it.
Yeah.
So, love it. Love seeing old houses be brought back to brand new.
Yeah.
And,
basically, we've always, watched the TV shows of, all the flipping and stuff. It was like, wow, one day I want to do that. You know what I mean? And eventually it kind of more and more was like, I really want to get into this. And then I met people that have been doing it. And, Traci was always the one, every time she would see a house, she would be like, oh my God, I love that. You can do that house, flip that house. And I was like, you know what, let's do it. You know what I mean? Let's just jump in. At the time, everything lined up for us financially, and we were just able to do our first one and, just went from there. And, now we've done 3, looking for our 4th. So at the same time, we're obviously, working with clients at the same time and on the real estate side, trying to manage the real estate with the investment. And this has been fun, and look forward to doing more.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And since you say you I guess you got the idea from the TV shows. Is it anything like those TV shows?
No, on the TV shows, they're like, she loves to say this, they talk about, oh, it's demo day, and it's like the greatest thing.
Yeah.
That's not the good days.
Yeah.
That's not. If you tear it down, guess what? You got to pick it up.
Yeah. You don't get to take all your anger out on the day.
It's fun. It's fun breaking.
Yeah, you got to clean it up, though. We don't have little people coming in cleaning up behind us. We have to clean it up.
Yeah, I would hate that part. That's the part I hate the most.
Yes, I hate that. Taking the walls down, that's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, cleaning up the mess is not so nice.
But it's just like the transformation, you see a property that, is distressed, and then 3 months later you look at, the work that you put in and, the satisfaction from that. And, it's just the finished product. And then at the same time, helping a family that sees your work and loves, because obviously we're real estate agents. So as soon as we get the property, renovated, we're listing it ourselves.
Yeah.
And so we get to, see a family that, really appreciates the work that we put into this property and love it and get to live there, for, the rest of their life potentially. So
2 of the 3 homes that we flipped, both of the people who bought it said, you made this house for me.
That's awesome.
That's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody says that or does that for their clients, so that's amazing. Yeah. The other thing I was going to ask, if let's say you guys have a client that wants to get into flipping, things like that, I guess what's an advice you would give them, since you guys already done yourself personally,
Well, first off, I would, if that's something that you really want to do, I mean, just, take that jump and go for it. I mean, obviously, because,
don't wait for the right time, because
right.
you always come up with an excuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just do it and you'll get the bug.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. All right. And then going back to real estate, what made you guys get into it? Why this? I don't think everybody dreams of being an agent or anything like that.
I have always wanted to do it.
Really? Okay.
And let me put a plug out there for my niece. My niece, Priscilla Strickland. She got her license, and I was like, I've always wanted to do that. And she was like, let's do it. So
That's awesome.
I did it and passed the first time. Yay.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome.
And after I got my license in like 5 seconds, I got my first deal, and I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
What do I do now? And then I did it a little while, and I'm like, you got to get your license.
Yeah.
And then he got his, and then nonstop.
That's awesome. So Priscilla dragged you guys into it, basically.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So, how you guys enjoyed it, I guess, since you've done it, right? How long have you done it, and how have you enjoyed it?
I love it.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than walking in a house and seeing your client's face when they find the house.
Yeah.
And I tell them all, I'm like, just don't stress it. You will know. You will know when we walk in the front door if this is the house that you're going to live in the rest of your life or not. And to me, that and closing day is the best for me.
Yeah. Well, we have a store closing date. We can maybe share later, but
yeah. I was thinking about that while I was saying that.
Yeah, that one we could maybe share later. That was a unique one. But no, you're right. I think people, they do get caught up or worried about the house and all that. And I always say, like, if it's meant for you, it's going to be for you. Like, you'll be fine, right?
Right. Exactly.
So before real estate, what were you guys doing, like, before this?
Oh, okay. So we are electricians.
Okay.
I've done many things.
Okay.
But right before this, we were electricians. Marshall had his, did electrician, was electrician for a couple years.
Yeah.
Then he trained me.
Okay.
And we've always been a team.
Yeah.
So he trained me, and then I started working with him. So we was electricians as a team. Then I got my license, then he got his license, and now we're real estate as a team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I've like always been, done like, some form of construction, trim carpentry. I mean, like I've always, dabbled around in that. So basically when we got into, real estate, it helps me understand like structure of the home, and I can, give my clients the knowledge because I have, everything about a home from, the foundation on up. I got knowledge and all of that, and it kind of helped me, transition into this where, just the knowledge of, the whole industry, kind of construction industry, helps me, inform my clients better to make a better decision.
Yeah.
Property.
Yeah. That's what I tell our clients. I'll be like, well, first of all, you get 2 agents for the price of one.
Right.
Second of all, you have Marshall, which is the business side. And then you got me, which is the sweet, loving, oh my God, it's beautiful side. And so we make a perfect team.
No, yeah, that's amazing to hear. And at least something I'm wondering, I don't know if other people are wondering this, but you guys said you've always worked as a team. So how does that dynamic work from business to personal,
We're always together.
Yeah.
We literally are always together.
Yeah.
And some days that's awesome. And like any married couple, some days we want to kill each other.
Yeah.
So it works for us.
Yeah, I mean, we make it work. I mean, we enjoy being around each other, and, some days are better than others, but that's just with marriage and, work life. We try to balance it. And, we make it work, though, and try to be as successful as we can.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's, I think, and I say this somewhat personal experience, working with family, it's not always the easiest thing.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, when we're doing flips.
Yeah.
Oh no, we get about 10 divorces within a 3-month time. But that's the good thing about me and him. We can throw a fit at each other.
Yeah.
And like say our piece, and then 5 minutes later, we're like, we just go on about our business, and it's back to life again.
Yeah.
We don't hold grudges. We don't get back.
Yeah. You're able to let it go. Yeah.
We just say what we have to say and move on.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Yeah.
And we're in debt, so we're not going nowhere.
You're in debt together. I guess that holds the relationship stronger, I guess.
That's the clue.
Yeah. That's funny. What's one thing you would say, I think people would be surprised about you guys? Something to know about you guys. Yeah, for each of you.
No, that's a good question. Kind of, I don't know. Not really full of surprises, you know. That kind of
we are
open
kind
book.
of
I kind of
open
put it
book.
out.
Okay.
Gosh, I don't know. That's
Yeah, I don't know.
we're gonna have to get back to you.
All right. That's a head thumper. Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one from Marshall. He plays the guitar.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marshall plays the guitar, so.
Not great. I don't play it great. I play it. But
Okay. Yeah. Hey.
Well,
Better than most.
He taught it himself, and
Yeah.
actually, for someone that's only been doing it for like 6 years and taught himself, he does pretty good.
Yeah.
So he has not done it lately, which he needs to. But
Okay. What type of music?
well, I mean, basic country, rock, you know, just whatever. Like, if there's a certain song that I like, and I feel like I can, you know, I feel like I can pick it up and learn it. I'll get on YouTube and just, you know, try to learn it. I mean, it's
yeah,
Oh,
he's good at
okay.
that. He's good at learning.
Who's your favorite band?
Ooh, my favorite band. You know, when I was growing up, I was a big fan of Nirvana.
Okay.
You know, now I'm, you know, more into more country. Love Morgan Wallen. That would probably be my favorite artist right now. Morgan.
Okay.
Wallen.
Okay. Surprising, I know who Nirvana is. I can't pronounce their name. I'm not a big music guy, so that's why I say that.
Yeah.
But I do know who they are. So yeah, they're a good band. Yeah. I agree with you there. They're a good band. What about you, Tracy? Were you able to think of something in those like 5 minutes?
I don't know. I love to cook.
Yeah, she does. She's
Yeah.
an amazing cook.
I cook like all the time. And
Yeah.
if I'm stressed, like I cook. If Marshall gets on my nerves, I cook.
That's your stress reliever? Okay.
That's you know, this also makes you gain weight. But no, I love to cook,
Yeah.
and I've just recently got like an amazing desire to bake.
Okay.
So I've made log cakes,
Okay.
and I'm so excited because they actually look like logs and they taste delicious. And, that's my new thing right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
everybody's getting log cakes.
That's your closing gift. Here's a log cake.
Here's a log cake. Enjoy.
What do you think has been one of the biggest challenges you guys have had as far as being real estate agents?
The shifting market, obviously. I mean, you know, it's up and down. It's good when it's good, and then it's like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main thing. You know what I mean? And it's trying to be consistent with, you know, everything from marketing to lead generation to, you know, working with clients. I mean, you know, the market, you know, it's like when she first got her license, I think it was like 2021. I mean, the market was like super crazy at that time. I mean, houses were getting listed and going under contract in 6 hours, and I mean, you know, it was a great time. It was a great time to be an agent at that time.
Yeah. The agent would call us and be like, "Oh, we just went under contract." On the way to a showing, I'm like, "I just scheduled it last night."
Yeah.
You know, it's insane.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But you know, now it's kind of, you know, it's a little slow at times, and you know, it's just constantly changing.
I think that's my biggest hurdle is balance the two.
Okay.
Balance the craziness with when it's slow and because honestly, our first couple of years was like
just go crazy. Yeah.
And we spent instead of thinking about, you know, it's going to change.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we have lots of clothes and shoes. You know what I'm saying? But it's really, really good, and you're new at this.
Yeah.
You know, you don't anticipate, oh, it's going to be like this forever. So you don't think about, no, it's not. So, but I think that's my biggest thing right there is learning that balance.
Mm.
So, but I think I got it now. Thank
Yeah.
God. So
Yeah. Sometimes it takes experience to get, to think
Yeah.
about different things, right? That you're like,
I mean, the grandkids had everything
Yeah.
we wanted. We bought anything we wanted.
Yeah.
And then when it got slow, we was like, whoa.
Yeah.
We got any clothes that's got tags on them? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so was my main thing is the balance.
Yeah.
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 So.
What do you say? Because actually, I was going to ask you this next question, but I think that leads perfect to it. What would be your best advice to somebody starting in real estate? I think that's a pretty good leeway.
Definitely realize to keep that balance, because when it's good, it's great, but there's going to be times in anything that it's not going to be. So anticipate that. So you're, saving and taking care of, so you're still good, Don't live above your means. Pretty much is it. So just kind of keep your balance. What's going to make you happy, what's going to get you through life, and the rest of it just save for that rainy day, because it's going to rain.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just, stay consistent with, come up with a game plan and, set your goals and just stay consistent with that, and, keep everything, on track, and, yeah.
Yeah, no, and that happened to me too. So I relate to that. I had I think 3 months that I didn't have a closing, and I got this was December, I think 2 years ago, maybe 2 or 3. I got like a job for that December to kind of help cover some of the bills and stuff.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate since then. I haven't had to do that again, but I get that part. Yeah.
But I think sometimes you need that lesson.
Yeah.
God's like, hey.
Yeah.
I'm still in control. Let me show you.
Yeah.
And it wakes you up, and it makes you realize that, I need to think a little bit more about that. So.
Yeah. So hopefully other people learn from our mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think, or what would you say, I guess, is a better question, to buyers? Let's say they work with you guys, right? Because what we do, there's thousands of people that do what we do. What's a benefit of working with you guys that they maybe can't get somewhere else, right? You guys want to kind of expand on that?
I just, we're going to be authentic. I mean, obviously, we're not going to be for everybody. Every agent is not going to be for every type of person. You know what I mean? I mean, basically, we just want to find our people. We all get along. I mean, and, we're going to go out on a limb for every single one of our clients. We're going to do whatever it takes to get the deal to the closing table. With me, I mean, like, I can't even begin to tell you how many deals that we've closed where I, as the agent, I went over to this house to do something, to pass an appraisal, to
that's awesome.
An inspection. I will go, I just go out.
And you save them some money too.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we're going to do whatever it takes to get the deal to the closing table, period.
Yeah. We've changed out water heaters. I mean, we pressure washed. We've cleaned out complete and total houses, like got all of their stuff out because they just couldn't. And I mean, we've done lots of things. So
and that's not something everybody would do. That's the other thing that I've only met one other person that's done that in my life so far.
Really?
In Minnesota, he lives in Minnesota actually. And he was out in the cold making like a patio, like railing on the patio.
Yeah, I mean, we've done that too.
We've done that too.
Yeah.
Like we've had FHAs that need railing up.
Yeah, definitely done that
so,
too.
Obviously, we're gonna go out of the way for our people, but at the same time, we might not be for everybody, but the people that's our people, we're gonna.
Well,
my thing's honesty.
Yeah.
To be, even when they don't want to hear it, 100% honest with them, because there's so many people, realtors, that are not honest.
Yeah, I think I shared this on another somewhere, but there was I know of an agent, never worked with her, but my buddy as an LO did, and he told me, and she was the listing agent, and I think the listing had a 5K in seller concessions, something like that, and she didn't know about it. Like, she didn't read her own listing agreement.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And she does a lot of business actually. So I don't know if all her deals are like that, but that tells you a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I completely understand that. So
Yeah.
It's crazy some of the things that you see and you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Which is why it's important to find somebody you trust, right? And that's really the biggest thing, I think. And like Marshall, you were saying, not everybody's gonna like you. Maybe then that's fine. You know, some people you connect better with others.
Well, we're kind of like we're kind of. This is what I tell our guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, you get two of us.
Yeah.
You know, you get Marshall that is like business numbers, and then you get me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to like listen to what you want and blah blah blah. Marshall's going to tell you how to get it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to find you the house that has this, because that's what you want. That's what you need for your family. And then Marshall's going to make sure that all the numbers work so we can get into it. So like we come as a package deal, but we bring like he brings his stuff, I bring my stuff, and it works perfectly.
Yeah.
So you're getting two.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's how you make the team work.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
Don't come at me with no numbers.
Well, I mean, you know,
I'll be like, oh, sure.
If it's the real numbers, I got to send them to you and let you make sure that they qualify.
He's really good.
But as long as they qualify,
really like where he, you know, he knows that this is going to work and this is not going to work. He's good at that. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. What do you think you guys would say? So it's really two questions, but biggest success story or most happy story I guess you've had with a client, and then we could go to a bad story. So which one you want to start with first?
Let's start with the bad.
Okay. Do you guys want to talk about the one we had or a different one?
Talk about the one we had.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Nothing more sad in the whole wide world is to close and have to take the keys out their hands.
Yeah.
That was the most heartbreaking thing ever.
That's been my worst one too so far.
Yeah, that was just crazy. I've never seen such.
Yeah. For those people that don't know, we had a closing. It was December 9th, I believe, right? I think it was December 9th was the signing date.
Yeah, probably, yes.
I still remember the dates. And then we go to closing. Everybody signs. We're all happy. You guys give them the closing gift, all that stuff. And then title scanning the documents back to the lender. And they come back, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes after. Hey, survey is incorrect. We can't close, basically.
Yes, give me those keys back.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was an issue that I think they had told you guys it should take like an hour or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it should take just a little while.
Yeah, it was going to take an hour, and then it was going to take, possibly end of the day, and then it was possibly end of the week, and then it was, 10 more days, and then it was the deal's dead.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I think finally they figured that out, but it took them several months to actually get that straight. And they did eventually sell the property, just not to my people.
Wow. Wow.
And that was sad.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Because they had like one of the buyers had like already quit her job, moved, and everything, and now she didn't have a place to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was sad all the way around, and a little irritating that the title company.
Yeah, and they had
the ball. And
they had the survey since I think it was November 27th or 26th. So they had it for a while, at least about a week or so. I remember. Yeah.
I already know that.
Yeah, where if it was an issue, we could have prepared for it because emotionally, I'm sure that was horrible. I mean, I felt horrible.
It was for me, so I can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, even the sellers, I really had to suck, So. Yeah, that was crazy. So that was our bad one.
Yeah. Well, the good one was one of the ones we just done, actually.
Okay.
The one we just recently closed, I mean, they had a very small budget. They needed, a lot of things for their family. And, we went and showed them a bunch of houses, a bunch of places that, just in their budget, the house didn't meet their needs and expectations. And, we were able to find one, get all the closing costs paid, get concessions, and it was perfect for them. And so that was a really good one. And they were like very, very appreciative of what we were able to make happen for them. So
That's awesome. No, I'm glad.
They were living in a place with like holes in the floor and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know,
I didn't even know that. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah. So they were sleeping in the living room. So
Wow.
it was like a huge thing. She texted me the other day and was like, they're having issues with their water pressure, and I'm like, we'll figure it out. I'm like, just so you know, I am not a stop being your realtor.
Yeah.
We signed person.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, thank God. I'm like, I'm your realtor for life.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if you need something, you call me and we get it fixed. We find out what's the issue and everything. And so she's like, even with that, she's like, this is amazing. She's like, the kids are in the other room. I'm in here in my room trying to get the baby down. I don't hear them.
That's awesome.
I don't hear the other kids. She's like, it's amazing. So I thought that was awesome. That's when you love what you do. Whenever you see it makes a difference in someone's life.
Yeah.
So,
no, yeah, I didn't know that was their living situation. I mean, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I got into the house, and they're really, I think they're one of the better clients I've had as far as like.
She was Johnny on the spot.
Yeah. Without getting with everything.
Yeah.
Like, but I guess it came from that, right? That necessity too. Like, I really need to.
She's a little OCD.
Yeah.
So it's no way too much. She's a little OCD. Yeah. And she worries about things, so she wants them taken care of. And like, well, we got to clear to close. I text her and I was like, well, we're clear to close. And she's like, I'm so relieved. I said, girl, don't you worry. There'll be something else for you to worry about soon. And she texted me back. She was like, laugh out loud. I'm sure there will be. Because she just worries about everything. So,
okay.
Yeah, but she did good. And they're super happy. And the girls are happy. So it's awesome.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm glad to hear that. So I was gonna ask, so let's say, if you weren't a realtor, what do you think you'll be doing? Let's say you change from electrician, maybe you're a realtor now, but now would you consider doing something else, or?
I love this, but I think if I had to make a choice, I've decided that I want to be a baker.
Banker?
Yes.
A banker?
That's never going to happen, but I have a new obsession for baking.
So you say you weren't good with numbers.
Well, our father-in-law lives with us now, and he loves sweets. So I started baking, so I love to bake now.
Oh, baker.
Not a baker.
I heard banker. Oh, okay. Okay. That's why I was like, I thought you weren't good with numbers. How's this going to work?
Yeah, no, I'd be a really bad baker. I've actually considered taking a class.
Okay.
To do like what you do, just so I know what you're talking about when you're talking.
I'll give you a class. That's fine. I'll send you a presentation.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So, how about you, Beck?
I mean, just if I wasn't doing this, I would, be in some form of construction. Now, what I would.
What's your dream job?
I don't know. Like, I've always, really had a desire to, learn the stock market, like options trading. I've always been something. I've never really acted on it, but I've
I've dabbled into it.
Like amazing. You know what I mean? Like I'm so interested in it. I just don't have that kind of liquid cash to gamble. You know what I mean? But that would be, something that I would love to have more knowledge in and dibble in a little bit.
Yeah. I like that. I like the stock market too. So.
Yeah.
It's a definite roller coaster with your emotions.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But being a realtor, you probably have thick skin by now, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's true.
Do you guys have any type of like ritual or superstition? I guess you do, like when showing a house, or maybe you do like say a prayer or something. It's like make sure it goes good.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely say a quick prayer.
I pray all day. Yeah, all day. If I'm quiet, I'm praying.
Yeah.
Just so you know. I mean, nothing that's like crazy.
But nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so. No.
Okay. What's what's your outlook on what you think the market is? What it may be in the near future. What's something you would share with potential people that are on the fence and buying or maybe selling a house? What do you think?
I'm optimistic that it's gonna, continue to improve. And kind of that's what I tell the clients. I mean, if they tell me, if they tell me, like a big thing they like to say is, "Oh, well, I want to wait until the rates go down to buy."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you can wait until the rates go down, and they may go down. They may get down to 4 or 5%, next year. But you got to think the rates go down, prices are going to go up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So right now you can buy when the rates are what they are, and you can refinance when the rates go down and get the house for the number that it's at now. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the way we address that. We run into that situation. But as far as the market, I'm optimistic that it's going to continue to improve. I'm optimistic that more and more buyers are going to come into the market, more sellers as well. So just got to stay positive.
Yeah.
And definitely, I mean, I can't predict the future, so I'm just gonna stay positive and stay consistent and keep doing what we've been doing.
Yeah. Well, what's before we wrap up, what's like a last message you want to leave our audience with? Maybe something we haven't talked about or anything like that.
Oh, give us a call. We're amazing.
Yeah. 904-782-7505.
Yeah.
We love it.
And if you need a lender, no one better.
I appreciate that.
Yes, no one better. Give him a call.
Appreciate that. Well, I just want to thank you guys for being here, taking your time to share your story, and hopefully people got to know you guys a little bit better as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed doing this as well.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it was way less painful than I thought it was going to be. Thank you very much for inviting us. We enjoyed it.
This was our first one of these like we ever done, so it wasn't kind of got our feet wet a little bit, and we enjoyed it, and we appreciate you having us on.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Yeah.
Cut.
I was thinking that too. So. Oh, and